Have you guys ever met a deaf person or seen someone using sign language and not known what they're talking about? Well, sign language is a nonverbal way of communicating. Today, I would like to show you why learning ASL is beneficial for your life. ASL is mostly for deaf and hard-hearing people. We use English as our verbal communication, and the deaf use sign language as their way of communicating. What is ASL and where does it come from? ASL is an abbreviation for American Sign Language, which is a visual language. American Sign Language is a system of hand movements and shapes combined with facial expressions and body postures. American Sign Language is a complex language. ASL is used in the USA and in the English-speaking parts of Canada. In sign language, facial expressions are called non-manual signals because they work along hand signs to help express a particular meaning. I read that in my textbook in chapter 13. Alongside hand signals, facial expressions play a vital role in communicating ideas in American Sign Language. In 1817, in the book American Sign Language, written by Deborah Kent, the Connecticut Asylum for Education and Instruction of Deaf and Dumb opened their first school for persons with deafness, and there were 21 pupils. Clerc and Gallaudet taught the students using French Sign Language, which evolved later on into American Sign Language. Because ASL is a form of communication, this means it is easy to learn and affects the way we communicate with one another. ASL affects you and others around you. ASL is good for your brain. Also, increased knowledge of languages helps you brain sharpen as your age gets, as you get older. It also helps you physically. Sign language isn't just your hands. It's also movement of your arms and your body and your facial expressions. Sign language can express both emotion and grammatical information, depending on if your eyebrows are raised or lowered. People who know sign language often are better listeners too. When someone is using sign language with you, always maintain eye contact with them, because if you don't maintain eye contact with them, then you lose some of the information that they have with you, and it doesn't seem like you're very interested in the conversation that they're having. So, the third thing that affects you as a person is your emotional side. ASL uses facial expressions to describe emotions, such as sadness or happiness, which can increase your daily ability to communicate and understand emotions effectively. There are different facts about deafness that I read on a site called World Health Organization. It was updated in March of 2018, stating that around 466 million people worldwide have a disability with a hearing loss, and 34 million of those people were children. It is estimated that by 2050, over 900 million people will have a disability with hearing loss. So, American Sign Language affects everyone, but there are benefits for you guys. As adults, there are benefits such as your learning skills. ASL instruction includes development of receptive, expressive, and interactive skills as a foundation for effective communication, and this is done by the state of the New York College. Learning ASL makes you more compassionate. Learning another language makes you more sensitive and empathetic and aware of the diversity in the world. Jane Maddell did a debate in 2016 that by learning ASL versus the spoken language, discovered that sign language and being able to speak English, you are considered bimodal bilingual. You can also use ASL in the workplace. It's very beneficial if you know sign language to any deaf customers, because then you are able to give them business and they don't have to walk away sad. If you know more than one language, it is also beneficial in the workplace because you are more likely to get a better job. There are things that are better than, ASL is a lot better than English sometimes because sign language can be used when the spoken word is physically impossible. So if you're underwater or if you're looking through glass or even from a far distance, it's easier to use sign language. Also, when you're at a loud music concert or your mouth is full, that also helps. ASL can be a fun experience for everyone. It gives you a chance to communicate with people in a new way. It also helps you experience a new culture. I would like to show you this video that shows you what it's like for someone to work in a workplace . So now that you have seen that, that's how it works in the workplace, and it is very beneficial for that student because they are able to communicate with the people. ASL is a nonverbal way to communicate with others, and it also is a fun experience and beneficial for others. Just remember that people who are having a conversation in private and are using American Sign Language, do not stare at them because they may be having a very private conversation and it is very disrespectful. American Sign Language is beneficial for everyone to learn. No matter what age you are, you're never too young to start. Thank you.